Hello, Eurovision fans. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. Today, I'm starting a new series called Pro Contra, where I try to play devil's advocate and try to find all the arguments against a country winning Eurovision and for a country winning Eurovision. And I am starting with the big favorite to win Eurovision 2023, Loreen Tattoo for Sweden. And today I'm starting with all the counter arguments. So why Loreen won't win Eurovision. You guys have commented in the community tab of my channel. Thank you so much for that. And I'm using your arguments as well. The pro video will be published tomorrow. And I'm going to do the exact opposite, why Loreen will win Eurovision. So let's get right to it. The first argument that a lot of you used and that I see a lot in many comments on the song is the song is just unoriginal. And this is quite true. There is nothing that Tattoo reinvents. There's no genre mix that we haven't heard before. There's really nothing that we haven't heard before. It's a very standard pop composition, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. The hook is quite unimaginative, I think, Tattoo ooh, ooh, which is kind of the part of the song that I like the least. And I do see that people might look at that and think, well, I've heard this before, why should I vote for this? And especially if we look at the last couple of years in Eurovision, we had a very sweet Portuguese ballad win, an Italian rock song, which was very different, and a Ukrainian song with ethnic elements. And Tattoo is just the standard English pop mainstream that people might be a bit tired of. So that might be a reason that Loreen doesn't actually win Eurovision. Another reason is it is a Euphoria rehash, a lot of you have said. And I can see that people still remember Euphoria. It still charts around Eurovision time in lots of countries, actually. So people will know that she's returning, that she had this hit before, and they will compare Tattoo to Euphoria. And most of you think that that is not a comparison that Tattoo can win, that it's actually a worse song than Euphoria. And having this comparison that other artists don't really have to face might hurt it in the long run with its chances at Eurovision. Now, another reason is that the staging is still unclear. Now, arguably, one of the reasons why Tattoo is at 40% with the bookmakers and a big favorite to win Eurovision 2023 is the very impressive staging. This LED platform that lifts as the song progresses. It looks like a music video. It looks incredibly professional and arguably makes the song much more impactful than it would otherwise be. And the problem is that this staging might not be possible in the hall in Liverpool. I've seen different rumors and arguments why it isn't possible. Maybe the roof of the hall is not strong enough to support this prop. Maybe it takes too long to set it up, or the stage is just not set for a prop and a giant prop like this. And also the argument, why should we allow one country to do this? If everyone brings something like that, we cannot produce a show like that. So it is quite possible that they have to come up with a different staging because they cannot bring the platform to Liverpool. And it's quite difficult to imagine that they come up with a staging that is as impactful as the platform. I can't really think of anything that they could do to make it as impactful. So that might be one of the reasons in the end she doesn't actually win. Another reason, and here I am thinking more of the juries. The first two arguments were more about the audience. Tattoo has very standard pop lyrics. There's not that nothing special going on in the lyrics. I quite like the I just want to be loved part, but then there's also tried things like violins playing and angels crying. That's not something very original or something that we haven't heard before. Also being stuck on you like a tattoo. Well, you know, you could have come up with something more interesting, and juries might not like that and might not vote for it. And also the composition, as I said before, verse, chorus, there's nothing that interesting going on, so juries might not vote for it as much as we think at the moment. Another argument, people want a new winner, and this again is something very particular to Loreen. People remember that she won in 2012, and they might think, why should I spend money to vote for her again. She already did this. She already won. Why should I vote for her? I think when we have a soccer World Cup, for example, and one country has won 4 times and the other one hasn't won, most people will support the underdog, the team that hasn't won the title yet. And of course, in soccer, you can't vote for one out of the 2 teams, but in Eurovision, you can. And being a former winner might actually be a big, big disadvantage because people will just not vote for you for that reason. Another one may have gotten tired of the song. And this is because Tattoo is charting in lots of countries already, even though Eurovision week hasn't even started, which you might say is an indication of its success at Eurovision. But people might also listen to the song too much. It's on the radio in several countries already, and they might just get tired of it and notice with each listen a bit more that it is generic and mainstream and not that special. So that might hurt it as well, the overexposure it might have gotten until Eurovision actually comes around. And then last but not least, people might assume that it wins anyway. So why should I spend money on this song and voting for this song if it will win anyway? It's at 40% with the bookmaker. That's charting everywhere. She's a former winner. People love the song. Everyone is talking about it winning. So maybe there's a reverse psychology effect going on where people think, well, I also like country B or C, so I'm going to vote for them because Sweden is going to get lots of votes anyway, and that might hurt it and mean that it won't win in the end because people just won't pick up the phone to vote for it. Now, these are all the arguments I could think of. If you have more arguments against Loreen winning Eurovision, let me know in the comments below. And as I said, the pro video is coming up tomorrow, so subscribe to my channel to not miss it. And I'm also going to do videos like these, if you like this one, on Kerje, on Ukraine, and on Austria. I also thought might be interesting arguments why Austria can win and why it won't win. So do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye bye.